action. One step in the wrong direction. One choice is all you have to make. One ride in the world is ours to take. You're treading a thin red line when you're trying to read my mind. In here, the world is black or white. No rules apply, no wrongs or rights. Can you really tell me what is right or wrong when they're two sides of the same coin, viewed in different ways? The human paradox, step right into pandemonium. Welcome to my delirium, my human paradox. The human
What's up, guys, and welcome to, well, my draft analysis of course, the VPL and the Scandinavian Stoutlands Season 3. And yeah, I hope you liked that lengthy intro. I'm gonna actually figure that out to make that 20 seconds. I really just wanna introduce all the Pokemon besides Rapidash because I couldn't find any footage of it, and quite frankly, I felt kind of bad about it. I won't really necessarily deny that. And now with that said, we're gonna go over every Pokemon pick by pick and my thought process behind them. We're gonna actually go over in draft order themselves and just talk a little bit about these awesome Pokemon I drafted. Now VPL is a league I'm running on my own, and it's point-based system, so it means that necessarily the teams won't be as extreme, though they tend to be that anyway, but with some hindrance here. And yeah, we actually have 9 weeks of VPL battles here before going into possible playoff. So I hope you guys join me for this, because this is going to end up before Ultra Sun and Moon is coming. So this is the last thing we do on this channel. So with that said, let's go to our first pick. So the first Pokemon we decided to draft, and definitely the most expensive one, was Mega Lopunny. And Mega Lopunny is one of those Pokemon that I think are close to being very, very extreme. It's a super reliable dual coverage in its, of course, dual stab, which are really, really good. Nothing necessarily was those kind of dual stab, and its field moves are really decent together with the likes of Healing Wish. We have the likes of Heal, but I want to capitalize on that, Baton Pass, and well, Encore, supporting moves that really works nicely with this Pokemon in general. My thought process with drafting was that I never use it myself, and I actually wanted to draft a rather high speed tier. Now I was looking out for Tapu Koko. I always do. Tapu Koko is probably one of my favorite Pokemon besides Mega Gym in the league format, so he got drafted. I was actually fairly early to draft, but Tapu Koko, it's super viable. I get this gone. That said, Mega Lopunny is a very, very ferocious Pokemon, and drafting a normal fighting type, while not in my taste necessarily, it's actually like drafting Tauros. I really felt that Lopunny could actually provide very, very massive, heavy damage momentum to a team. Its high speed or high attack and really decent bulk make it a very tough Pokemon to counter necessarily without using a possible Scarfer. So it will force a lot of stress plays and a lot of hard builds to actually deal with. Hell, I'll remember myself as Chrono towards it. So I believe it's a very strong Pokemon, and I actually named her Tifa for this season. So definitely looking forward to using this Pokemon. Haven't used it a lot in the meta, but it haven't changed a lot since Generation 6, which is a very strong thing actually. So my next pick here was Garchomp, and it should come as no surprise. Garchomp is an excellent Pokemon in general league format, and actually excellent competitor to the likes of Lopunny, mainly because its coverage move deals with the things that actually Lopunny has issues with, and together they can actually create extreme offensive momentum, and together with, of course, the light that it does lure Stealth Route, making it a very, very good contender for supporting sets. And also, as stated before, when it comes to Mega Garchomp, it is one of those Pokemon that can be extremely defensive or extremely offensive, and being able to the likes of Soul Stones and the likes of that, make it a super viable Pokemon in general. And I never used it in a draft league, so I'm definitely looking forward to using it. And I definitely believe, much like Lopunny, it's a very hard Pokemon to prep. You really have to work around your whole team, praying to God that I'm bringing it, because if I don't, then you get a lot of prep on your mind that never really comes to fruition, which could be very devastating for a lot of teams. For my third pick, I actually picked Metagross. Now, Metagross is kind of unconventional at the same time that it's really, really good. The thing is here, when you draft Garchomp, you really need to solve two things directly. I am already 2 Pokemon weak to Fairy, which means I need a Steel type. And I need a Pokemon that does deal well with Fairy types, and this is definitely Metagross. Metagross probably has the strongest physical active Steel types with the Meteor Mash, and of course Bullet Punch, making it very, very hard to deal with. While it does lack recovery, what it does make up is in its bulk and offensive pressure, and a decent speed tier and Stealth Rocks. Another contender for that role, and this could be extremely helpful. Other than that, it does support Guardian really well. Resistant to ice and able to actually offensively check a lot of situations makes this Pokemon a really strong contender, and also Pursuit Trap making this Pokemon even tougher to deal with. And has excellent filler moves and a really broad move pool, and can be extremely specific in a league format, while of course in the meta it might actually be a bit worse due to it has one of those one call 5 move slot issues. But in this, well, you can be specific. This means these Pokemon come really strong, really fast, and I use Metagross a lot actually in UU, and I do like it there, and I definitely believe it could provide me the offensive check and momentum I need, and also solve my defensive issues already created. So with that said, it's time to kinda speed myself up a little bit. For my next pick, I decided to pick Jolteon. Now here's the thing before I talk about Jolteon. It was between Jolteon or Substrika. If Jolteon went here in actually round 4, I would be optimized for Substrika, though a lot later. The thing is here, what I asked for electric type is to be able to check other electric types. The thing is here, now that Koku and both the Thunders are extremely active as they are as a dangerous threat, it is important to have a Pokemon that can do the same work but force them out, and Jolteon most certainly solved that, but as I said before, Substrika does that too. So I'm really glad I got one of them, and Jolteon is definitely the more preferred choice. Due to the higher speed here, it means a lot in this kind of environment, but also at the same time, it does have a heavy special attack that does make it, which will hurt a lot, is what I'm trying to say. I kind of lost my words there. What I'm trying to say is Jolteon awesome. I really want Jolteon. I don't care if it has a lackluster move pool. What it does get is Volt Switch of Thunderbolt, and that is all I need electric type. It's not meant to check ground types. I don't think any electric type is meant to check that. So with that in mind, I don't care if if your Powdon eats me at this moment, because we are just about to solve that. So, next pick was the Decidueye. Now, we had the Decidueye last season, but we didn't have a team to support it, but we sure as hell got that now. And, yeah, as of this pick at round 5, no of the grass ghost types has been going, and I was looking to actually drop Shaman, but it did actually go. But it was quite alright. I did look into the Decidueye anyway, because this Decidueye is a very strong Pokemon, and definitely, my honest opinion, the strongest of the grass ghost types. Though I would say Dalmise did fit the bar here, but I really didn't want to get my speed that low. So with that said, had to join. I'm not going to recall that. Actually did it flawlessly. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is the Decidueye is a very good Pokemon overall due to Defog, Roost, and Synthesis to get with the likes of Spirit Shackle and Leaf Blade, two extremely strong moves that are getting with the likes of actually U-turning, making this Pokemon a very preferable pilot Pokemon. The Decidueye as a whole is fairly bulky. While I've been on the slow side, it actually is faster between the grass ghost types, so that's kind of a cool thing. But overall, it's a very good Pokemon to lock Pokemons in and check defensive Pokemon due to it being able to stall them out, even though it's offensively active. And it really just fits a hyper-offensive role if it has the team to support it. And as stated before, I sure as hell has got this now, since I already got the speeder I wanted, which was something I was lacking last season outside of Tapu Koko. So really glad to have the Decidueye back, and yeah, we're gonna follow that up with another extreme Pokemon. So for my 6th pick, I decided to actually pick Alolan Ninetales. Now, Ninetales as a whole here is kind of famous at the moment in the league format to be kind of subpar. Don't provide a lot of things for possible teams, but here's the thing. At this point, there were no necessarily viable fairy types around anymore, or the few that was the likes of Gardevoir, which was something I definitely was looking into, but having the likes of Metagross on my team kind of made me avoid that. And when it comes to Ice type, I actually really want an Ice type. I want a Blizzard Stab. I want damage. And Ninetales provides just that, and with Freeze Dry and Moonblast, it does deal with a lot of tough matchup. And again, with the likes of Aurora Veil, it could actually be devastating for a lot of teams if we force to be dealing with, because I have Pokemon that can set up really good. So being able to support them with Aurora Veil will only make that role a lot tougher. And I don't believe Alolan Ninetales is necessarily bad Pokemon. I don't believe you need Pokemon to actually heal support it. I actually just think you need Light-Clay and Aurora Veil. Ninetales will be just fine. Together like a nasty plot, its damage output can be extremely high, and Alolan Ninetales have very strong speed here, able to deal with the whole Musketeer trio like Keldeo, Terrakion, and Cobalion and anything like that. It can deal with them really well with barely an issue, and this is a strong niche for it, and I'm definitely looking forward to using the Alolan Ninetales in this league for that very reason alone. Now with Aurora reveal solved, this means Buzzwole was the next pick. The mailman, the boss, the beast boost man. No. Anyway, Buzzwole actually is a very, very good Pokemon in my honest opinion. It's a very tough Pokemon in general to deal with. And yeah, really wanted to pick this season. While I was looking forward to using another bug types in general, what I did decide on eventually was that, you know, Buzzwole is a very, very strong Pokemon and can solve a different role that Lopunny cannot, and that is being the bulky, offensive, tanky Pokemon. With Roost in mind, and with setup like Bulk Up and C moves, these things become very, very dangerous to deal with. And with Aurora Reveal as a possible supporting, there aren't many things that's stopping Buzzwole before he stops you, and that is very, very, very scary. So I'm glad I got my hands on Buzzwole because it was kind of cheap this season, mainly because it wasn't used last season, which means that they actually dropped in price. And yeah, it seems like many people got their fighting type they wanted. Buzzwole was not one of them. Basically, I decided to get it because there were no necessarily good bug type left that I wanted to draft, or at least not solve an issue with the likes of Stealth Rocks. And as you guys already seen, it won't have Defogger in Decidueye, so I was actually looking to solve that issue with, of course, my next pick. Though it should be said, I really want a Alolan Sandslash for quite some time here, but decided to actually get this one first. And yeah, we got the Tentacruel. Now, here's the thing. At this moment, I wanted either Almamola or Jellicent, but realized that, you know, I can't get myself knockoff weak. I really can't solve that issue too well with my team, and I needed a spinner. I needed something instead of spikes and toxic spikes, and in the end of the day, I didn't solve that. In contrast with actually Alolan, with drafting a Alolan Sandslash. With that in mind, I decided to kind of take the Pokemon I do believe solved the most, and that was actually Tentacruel. While being a very expensive Pokemon this season at 10 points, it is a Pokemon that does provide Rapid Spin. It is a bulky water type without recovery, sadly, but it does provide a lot of things for teams, and also it's fairly speed. At this time, my lowest speed is 70 with Decidueye. That is my slowest Pokemon as of this moment, which is awesome. That's that's what you want. So yeah, Rapid Spin, we got Dual Stab, which is really decent. We got Field Moves, which from hell. We got Toxic Spikes. It's looking really good at this moment. And while I do, like I said here, I do like my water types to be able to recover themselves, but at the same time, there are other Pokemon that can solve that role for Tentacruel, and Tentacruel can just focus on being what it does best, and that is really frustrate the hell out of opponents and make sure to get off hazards or get rid of hazards and solve those roles just perfectly. So it's an excellent choice, and I'm really looking forward to using this mon in general. So I wanted a fire type here on X, and I decided it was either between Charizard or Rapidash. Or actually, Magmar. Magmar was definitely on that list. Flareon was also on that list. But decided that Charizard was more expensive. I didn't want to resolve, like I said here, the Stealth Rock issue. I do believe that's a very, very big kind of turn-off with these Pokemon. Rapidash was the one to come on top because of its speed here. 105, please. That's dangerous. That's some wild fire horse right there. But quite honestly, Rapidash, while not famous for being drafted that often because it's not necessarily by Smogon standards that useful, what we do kind of miss here is that we have Flash Heart, which means we get immunity and fire already, but also the likes of Flare Blitz, Fire Blast, Solar Beam, Wild Charge, Low Kick, Mega Horn, Drill Run. There are a lot of moves here that can be capitalized with C moves, and also get the likes of Morning Sun. So there are very, very few, a lot of things actually Rapidash can be doing. The only thing I can actually think of while it isn't as viable is because it's a physical fire type with a low bulk, and yeah, I do believe that's the only reason. And of course, missing a secondary stab might hold it back. But quite honestly, Rapidash on the book and by theory, looking at the stat and all, it looks to be fairly decent. And I'm actually looking forward to using this Pokemon because it can be, due to the speed here and its massive attack, super frustrating dealing with. This is no joke. It could be awesome for this league. I'm definitely looking forward to using Rapidash. That shit got some fire. Now, for my last pick. I won't lie to you, it was either, like I said, between Charizard and Rapidash, which was 4 and 2 points each, and the other one was between Rhydon and Golem, which was also 4 2 points each, Rhydon clearly being 4 points. So we don't get a Alolan Sandslash here, and I'm gonna be honest and say why. I don't believe you need a Hail Core to be able to capitalize on Lowland Sandslash massive momentum as a Pokemon as it is. So with that said, I decided to get a Pokemon, the only slow actually Pokemon on my team, which I do believe is a 40 base speed. This is a slow Pokemon. It's the only slowest Pokemon. As I said before, 70 base speed on the Decidueye was the lowest speed outside this Pokemon. The rest are above. And actually 5 are above 100, which is, that's awesome. So with that said, Rhino is a very, very good Pokemon in general. Extreme Stealth Rocker, we have Earthquake and Dual Stab in the Light of Stone Edge. We have Mega Horn, we have the punching moves, we have Superpower, which we don't ever going to use, and of course Roar Dragon Tail. Rhydon, as much as a really Rhyperior, is a massive threat for any team, and I really need a Rock type melee because I started to get kind of weak to fire, and as I said before, Tentacruel lacks recovery, so while it's my bulky water type, it can't deal with that alone. So with that said, I decided to get a recruitment in a Pokemon I definitely trust more than my own mother, which is Rhydon. Rhydon or Desotroya, call it what you want. It's an excellent, awesome Pokemon. So yeah, that's the complete team, and I hope you really enjoy that team. I most certainly will. Have a lot of expectation of this team because this is probably the strongest series of Pokemon I ever drafted, because there are, like I said, strong speeds here, and this is definitely looking the part of what I'm looking for when I create a team. While I did miss out on a few Pokemon I really wanted, such as Drapion, and Tapu Koko, clearly, I still believe I got what I wanted, and I really are just gonna focusing on dealing with team as well as I can, and as of this core as in general, I do believe I can do that just fine. Though, yeah, with that said, there are going to be issues here, though there aren't that many, and I'm not going to state them here. I see you, my future opponents, I see you. But what I'm trying to say is that this is a team that I think can be easy to build against around other team, because we do have a lot of combination of elements here and typings that should be able to fit really nicely against most matchup. Now with that said, I really hope you guys will support me for this season. As I said before, this is the last league I will use before Ultra Sun and Moon is coming, and before my future daughter is actually coming. So there are things here at stake. I really want to win a league, and I really hope this league will provide just this. So with that said, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, support me in this season. I really need your help. I really need to believe in the Scandinavian Stoutlands. We do deserve a title. We always do, but this time we are going to get it. So that's it, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Valhalla Pokemon League battle. Till then, take care. Bye.